Trump is committed to knocking them out before they get near our shores. Obviously, how many millions of Americans over the years have died from opioid addiction or a fentanyl overdose? I have a hard time understanding those that somehow think that there's any other way to stop them except to do exactly what we're showing on the screen right now.
Sean, you said it. They're terrorists. They're terrorists. Just like Al-Qaeda and ISIS, they're terrorists pouring drugs into our communities and killing our children and young adults. And they have to be treated like terrorists. And President Trump had the audacity to designate them as terrorists. And that allows law enforcement and the United States military to go after them and manhunt them in open waters, wherever they are, below the surface, and find them and blow them up. And rightly so, Sean. And law enforcement will continue to manhunt these drug trafficking organizations in Mexico and other countries around the world that continue to manufacture these drugs. So eliminating the fentanyl precursor pipeline, which we did successfully when I was in Beijing last week and we're able to announce to the world today. Having the military go out and conduct these counter-terrorism strikes against terrorists is how you eliminate these people from the battlefield, root and stem, from the foundation all the way down the supply chain, all the way down to the transportation routes and the individuals themselves. We need to be treating them like terrorists because they are terrorists. Any other organization that kills hundreds of thousands of Americans would be designated as terrorists by any other country. And just because President Trump's the one who's being successful here, he's being attacked by the fake news media.
The Chinese from
Tragic poll election night shows the vast, overwhelming majority of Americans, both parties, believe that a political figure will be assassinated in the near future. I would argue we're living in an assassination culture right now. We saw the 2 attempts on President Trump's life, what happened to our dear friend Charlie Kirk. Then you have now designated Antifa a terrorist organization. What does that mean, and what does it mean in light of what happened at Berkeley this past week?
Absolutely, Sean. Designating Antifa is another brilliant step by President Trump as a terrorist organization because it allows the FBI and the intelligence community to use mechanisms and our resources that are traditionally unavailable if you're not designated as a foreign terrorist organization or domestic terrorist organization. And what we do, Sean, is we follow the money, and we did it at Berkeley, and we're doing it with Antifa-related groups around the country. We've made
President Trump made a deal with China to cut off the fentanyl and to block 13 subsidiaries where they get the product to make it.
Kash Patel, thanks for those updates. We appreciate it.